Hey Guru Nation, I wanted to do a quick video for you guys. I got a question on YouTube, of all places. What a place to comment. On YouTube, directly where you're watching the video. It says, hey, I wanted to go a little more in depth, Dan, on what CRAs do when they're monitoring at a site. And I'll do that video later, even more in depth. I mean, we're going to really just have to break it down. The question is, how often do CRAs travel if they work for a CRO, and do CRA have weekends off? So typically, yes, CRAs do typically have weekends off. They typically don't like to do site visits on Fridays because of this. They also travel. Before COVID, they were traveling like 20 days out of the month, or they were on site probably 60% of the time. So you're traveling a lot. That's probably going to come back if it hasn't already. The monitors I talked to say that's already traveling back to normal for CRAs. Another question they had is, let's say that they become a CRA. So this is somebody who's an RN. You have a really good chance to become a CRA, especially if you get some experience under your belt, like, oh, I don't know, CRA Academy maybe. But seriously, you can just get a little bit of experience, and with an RN degree, you have a very good chance of becoming a CRA. So their next question is, let's say I become a CRA, but in a couple of years, I want to have a family and travel less. How long would I have to work as a CRA before I could get a job in a position where I don't have to travel more than once a month? Also, what would those job positions with less travel be called? So they're called a number of things. The one that comes to mind is lead CRA. I think within 5 years, especially being an RN, probably within 5 years of being a CRA, you could be a lead CRA, but you can also be like a clinical trial manager, which is a CTM. You could be a clinical project manager. You could be a clinical project assistant. Most of these positions, you'll take a pay cut, except for maybe the lead CRA. You can even do something like in-house CRA or remote site monitor. You're going to be taking a pay cut from a 5-year CRA or a 2-year CRA, maybe not so much, but CRAs typically get paid a lot, probably one of the highest paid positions in clinical research because of the travel, right? Because of all the sacrifice you have to make. So hopefully this is able to answer some of your questions. There are a lot of positions in research that don't require travel. You are in a good situation. You are in a good headspace thinking about these kind of things before you end up becoming a CRA. And then, look, after you have the kids and maybe they get back to school, a lot of monitors become regional monitors where you travel just throughout the region. If you're in a big city like LA, you can get by with just local sites. I know some of the CRAs in Southern California, all their sites basically are SoCal. I think the furthest that they drive is like Arizona, so they're all within driving distance. So there's a lot of options, even if you remain a CRA. And let's see how remote monitoring turns out, because if remote monitoring becomes more of a thing than it is now, I think it was just a tool they were using for COVID, because most monitoring visits are still in person. So you do have a lot of options. You're on the right track. Hopefully this helps you and someone else like you. And good luck. And as always, let me know if you need more help. Bye-bye.